Good evening, everybody. I think we'll get started. I know some people are still eating and they can continue to do so, but we'll get our ceremony going. I'm Amy Houston. I'd like to thank everybody for coming tonight to celebrate a very special group of people that we're honoring today. But first, I was hoping we could give a round of applause to the John Denemy Jazz Trio for the beautiful music. So we're going to be presenting awards in 3 categories tonight. The first one is the Community Achiever Award, and that is someone who's brought positivity to Canton through a big achievement. The next one's the Community Supporter, and that's given to someone usually behind the scenes who dedicates a lot of time and really keeps things going. And then, of course, the biggie, the Hall of Fame Award, and that's for people who've made a long-term, long-lasting contribution to Canton. You're going to learn more through the videos about the Hall of Famers. Our Canton cable crew put them together on a very tight timeline, so we're very grateful for that. And the program at your table tells you who our award winners are today. So we're going to get the fun started now, and presenting our first award is Canton trustee Kate Borninski.
Thank you so much. It is my pleasure to give the first award tonight to Jeff Poplin. Jeff is an environmentally conscious resident who gives his free time to the local community by picking up trash along Canton roadways. He has been seen numerous times on Lots Road, between Ford Road and Michigan Avenue, picking up garbage bags full of trash off the sides of the roads, and he's also even cleared up commercial business lots and brush areas along Michigan Avenue and at Lots, as well as removing trash and debris from the Lower Rouge River. Our community is thankful to Jeff for keeping our neighborhoods and wildlife areas safe and clean. Unfortunately, Jeff can't be here tonight, so I am accepting the award on his behalf, but we will, make sure that we get it to him this week. I think we have some volunteers to do that.
Thank you, Kate. Jeff was really sad he couldn't be here. I talked to him on the phone a couple times, and he wasn't feeling good, and his parents were going to come, but then they couldn't at the last minute, so sorry to miss him. I get to do the next award, and this is also a Community Achiever Award, and I am very pleased to present the second Community Achiever Award to Jennifer Brock. Jennifer is a lifelong Canton resident and owner of Szechuan Restaurant on Ford Road. And during the early weeks of the COVID-19 pandemic, she worked with a small team who organized a group called Feeding the Front Line. The group was made up of members of the community who worked with local restaurants to help feed the frontline workers who were risking their lives and working long days to care for others. The group raised $12,000 and fed approximately 2,000 frontline workers, including our own Canton police and firefighters and DPW. Through this effort, they were also able to support 8 Canton restaurants who benefited from the donated money and were able to keep their businesses going through the COVID shutdown. We appreciate Jennifer's creative thinking, and all the frontline workers and businesses are certainly grateful for the meals. Jennifer, come on up and get your award. I did go around and say they could say something or not say something. So the Hall of Famers have to, but a lot of times award winners, they don't do what they do for the recognition. So congratulations, Jennifer. And presenting our next award is Paula Cosby from Canton Leisure Services.
Thank you for having me this evening. My name is Paula Cosby, and I'm the volunteer coordinator for Canton Leisure Services. This next award is to Cam Nealett. He is one of my volunteers, and I'm very honored to give this presentation to him today. Cam has been an exemplary community supporter with Canton Leisure Services since his retirement from GM over a decade ago. This humble volunteer does not like the limelight. He would prefer to stay under the radar. However, Cam is not your average volunteer. His contributions have made a big impact on the Canton community. The Emergency Food Assistance Program, or TFAP, started in December of 2009. Cam started volunteering with the program right from the start. He quickly took on the responsibility of being the lead volunteer, and each month he organizes the sorting and distribution of the commodities. Cam's dedication to the program is extremely impressive. He has never missed one distribution, even during the start of the COVID pandemic, when it was very difficult to find volunteers. Cam is equally dedicated to Focus Hope at Canton Place, where he distributes commodities to the residents each month. Here again, he has never missed one distribution. He has a deep commitment to serving the elderly, and his contributions are valued by those he helps. In addition, he has been a strong community supporter during Liberty Fest. His service with the festival goes back to the days of the Liberty Fest parade. Cam is always willing to take on several shifts, and he is the first to come forward if additional help is needed. His volunteer service has contributed to the success of the festival. Cam has also been a big advocate for the Canton Goodfellows, where he has helped with their food drives and their newspaper sales. He has also volunteered at the Senior Summit, where he has helped with registration for several years. Cam has been known to stay long past his shifts to make sure that all the tasks are completed. In addition, he was committed to Christmas in Action, which was a very valuable program we had in Canton that provided home repairs to low-income seniors and residents with disabilities. His volunteer service has also included countless other leisure services, events, and programs. Cam is a great humanitarian and gives selflessly to others. He is a devoted volunteer in the Canton community, and it is really an honor to be able to present Cam with his Community Supporter Award tonight.
Okay, congratulations, Cam. All right, so we're going to get our Hall of Fame presentation started. So I'm going to call up Canton trustee Stephen Snyderman.
Good evening. Oh, it's great to see everybody out and about. It's great to be here with you people tonight. Bono, Prince, Beyonce, Sting, Pele, Madonna. People, famous people, we know by one name, Taj. Sure, we honor his life's work by adding in the doctor. But say the name Taj in Canton, and everyone knows to whom you refer. He put a face on diversity in our community and showed everyone leadership comes in all colors and from all backgrounds. In a community that regularly hosts an event called Meet Your Muslim Neighbor, he was the first Muslim neighbor the entire community met. Let's watch his story. it is my honor to induct into the Canton Hall of Fame one of the most famous people in Canton, Dr. Syed Taj. Please come up. Please rise. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Stephen. Well, I've known you for so many years, so you know everything about me. I think most of the people know me anyway. It's an honor to get this award. But I tell you, the person who really deserves it is my brother-in-law, my wife's older brother, Mr. Syed Aslam. He's sitting right there. We call him, his name is Syed Aslam, but we call him the Christopher Columbus of our family. He is the first one to arrive here in 1970, and we just followed him afterwards. I came in 82, and there were so many people came afterwards. So he is the one who really deserves this award, because if it was not him, I would not have been here. Well, I left India in 1974, so that's a long time ago. And I was 8 years in Great Britain. But then we decided to come to USA, and we landed in Wayne County. And I have not left Wayne County since then. So I've been a resident here. I was not a resident of Canton for a long time because I was in Dearborn until 2007. But I had a root in Canton since 1992 because we bought a piece of land in Canton, which me and my brother-in-law, we developed it in the eastern part of Canton as Aziz Estate. It's a residence for almost about 50 families. So we are also a developer there. While coming to my professional career, he said what we had, but really, I think what I felt was being a physician, you deal with people. So I think it was an extension for me to go into public life. And that was the same thing, going into public life, dealing with people. So I was very glad that my first attempt, I was honored to be elected to trustee of Canton Township in 2008. And I just followed since then, working with people. And I think it is what we decided as a human being that everyone matters. And I think whatever little thing we can do for them does matter. And I've been a board of director in the Senior Alliance since 2010. So this has been 11 years there. And just today they extended me for another 3 years. So I think I'll be working until I may go into a grave, it looks like. I'm already 75, so in 3 more years will be 78. So I really want to thank everyone here to be here. And once again, I want to thank Stephen. I want to thank the committee who really decided to honor me, and also the sponsors. And once again, I want to thank my friend Anne-Marie Graham, my supervisor, who led the role here. So, thank you once again, and have a good evening.
Thank you, Dr. Taj and Stephen. And here to introduce our next video is our supervisor, Anne-Marie Gran-Hudak.
Thank you. Before I begin, I'd like to just say something. So the lady who's up here before you, Amy Houston, she works a lot behind the scenes, and she put this all together while all of us had a crazy day and our children were stuck at the schools, and thank God my daughter just got home. But Amy's been texting kids, and we've been texting back and forth because we've had a day with Plymouth Canton schools and the lockdown and that. But I'd like to give a big round of applause to Amy right now. And of course, our cable people and our leisure services team who put this together. Our next honoree is Miss Eva Davis, who's right here at the front table. When anyone ever says Canton Public Library, you think of Eva Davis. How could you not? Now, I know Stephen talked about Beyonce, but Eva, you're better than Beyonce. I'm sorry, what can I say? Eva runs the single most busiest library in Michigan. I mean, that is a big feat. But that's Eva's job, so let's talk about what she does outside of that. The video will give you more, but I just want to talk about what it's like to work with Eva. Working with her on the Canton Community for Inclusive, where basically CCIC used to be the hate Coalition. She started that and she runs that with such demeanor. And she makes sure that everybody feels welcome in the community, and she's brought our community together, all the different cultures, and now she's leading a subcommittee, which is first in the state, and it's a model for not only Michigan but the country. It's a committee that brings together the community and the police, and it talks about change, it talks about how we grow stronger together and how we show our community. And Eva has been handling that with such grace, even though without any instructions, she's creating them as she goes on. And that's just a part of what Eva does. So let's watch the video to find out a little bit more about Eva. It's my honor to give Eva Davis and induct her into the Canton Hall of Fame.
Thank you all. I look pretty impressive. So before I forget, I want to thank my husband, Tim. I want to thank my family and my friends and my coworkers. They're the loud ones up here. Okay. Whew. I loved the ending to the Game of Thrones. And the reason I love the ending to the Game of Thrones is that it closes on the small council after being left by the king as they try to figure out how to rebuild the city walls, how to restart water and sanitation, how to get the kids back in school, like all of the things that are really boring, which is why you had 8 seasons of drama and political intrigue and dragons. I don't know that you all know who I am, and that's perfectly fine with me because I like being able to make sure that my coworkers and the people who do the high-profile work can do that. So I appreciate being part of the fabric of this community. I really appreciate being the director of the library in the town I grew up in. And I was not emotional until right now. And to be honored alongside Dr. Taj and along Tammy Haggerty is just really a privilege. Thank you. And I'd like to thank Anne-Marie, who did not know she was introducing me. So thank you. I would like to thank Nancy Eggenberger, my board chair, who co-wrote the nomination with Township Trustee and former library trustee Summer Foster, who is not able to make it this evening because of the events of the day. So I want to thank everyone that I work with and who I spend time with and who I grew up with, who modeled public service. I have educators in my family. I have public servants who work for municipal utilities, who work for federal aviation and transportation, who were police officers and firefighters, and public librarians. And that example, I think, is what brought me here. So thank you. Thank you very much.
This is fun, isn't it? This is such a cool event. I love this event so much because it's so happy. So I get to introduce the next video about somebody I admire very, very much. Tammy Haggerty is just such a big-hearted, generous person. I actually know her just from around the community, and every time I'm at a charity event, every time there's a chamber event, anytime there's something going on, she's there. She's there, she's smiling. Her energy and her enthusiasm and her passion for volunteering and giving back is something I'm just in awe of. So she's a hero to me, but I'm going to let the video do the talking too. So, Stephen? Tammy, come on up.
Oh my gosh. So I was sitting at the table saying, why me? I'm looking at the caliber of this room, and I know Eva and Diane, we're on Giving Hope together, and I'm like, there's just nobody. And Jennifer, a beautiful soul herself. So my son said to me at the table, he goes, you know, you really don't like to talk about yourself, which is true, but guess what? I'm going to talk about myself. Because I think sometimes, like Cam, I would love to have a conversation with you, you know, because there's a reason why people do what they do. And sometimes it would be really nice to know why they do what they do. So if you allow me 2 minutes, I'm going to give you a little background of little Tammy. So I grew up on a very large farm in northwestern Pennsylvania. It's a farmhouse that's been in my family's generation forever, in our house forever. And we didn't have a furnace. We had a wood-burning stove that was in the dining room. So when it was too cold in the winter and we couldn't sleep upstairs, we all slept on the dining room floor, right, to keep warm. On Saturdays, I'd spend every Saturday with my grandparents. On Sundays, we'd go to church. We'd come back, have a roast dinner. And then on Mondays, we had gravy bread. I thought gravy bread was special. It was because we were poor. And that was white bread with a leftover gravy from Sunday's dinner. And that's what we ate. I don't think my husband and my son have ever heard me tell the story. I've never said it out loud. So I didn't know that we were poor, right? Everybody on the farm looks the same. Everyone looks like me. Everyone has the same truck, right? They all are the same. My mom and dad got divorced when I was 12, and she moved me to the city of Buffalo, New York. At 12, I was now taking care of my brother, making sure, feeding every meal to him, making sure we got up to school, we went to school. That's when I started to realize the differences in this world. I realized how poor I was. We ate government cheese, and if you've never had the experience of government cheese, it's basically a big block of Velveeta that they gave you because you were poor, and they figured that's what you needed to eat. I don't know. So I started learning about new cultures and new religions and just all the diversity that was in this city. You know, we were very segregated. I lived in the Polish neighborhood, and then we had the Mexican neighborhood here, and we had, you know, the Italian neighborhood here, which I love going through and eating. But I learned very quickly how when you're poor, it can make you feel that you are worthless. It can make you feel helpless with no way out. And you start to think that you are not worth the effort. So I said to myself at a very early age, I worked 3 jobs to get through school. I went to an all-girl Catholic school because my neighborhood school was so rough. My mom was like, there's no way you're going there. And I had to work in the office to help pay for my tuition. So I learned very early that I promised myself some things. I was not going to be cold in the winter. I was not going to be hot in the summer in my own home. When I had children, they were not going to have to go through what I did, and that I would help somebody every day when I could. So my sister-in-law had said to me, how did you and your brother not get into trouble, right? We were latchkey kids when we were 12. We lived in a really rough neighborhood, and I think it was because whether my mom knew it or not, being a single mom, she made sure that we were involved in every activity that the church had, that the community had. I was on the basketball team for the church only because I was tall. I had no skill. And we had to mow our neighbors' lawns that couldn't. We had to shovel, and I grew up in Buffalo, no snowblower. We had to shovel our neighbors' sidewalks that couldn't. We were always busy, and I had been working since I was 14 years old. So my brother was in Civil Air Patrol. That kept him out of trouble. My brother went on to be a war hero and a decorated officer with the Pennsylvania State Police. I just went on to own a jewelry store. But it's my way of being able to give back every day. And one of my sons is here today, and yes, they are both Eagle Scouts. And there's this saying that's with the Eagle Scouts that is do a good turn daily. So if everybody could do a good turn every day, a good deed, how great would this world be? So I encourage everybody every day. You don't have to have money to help. You just have to have time. And that's what I think. So I appreciate this honor and this award with such great people that are here and past members as well. Thank you.
So this is a big year for us. We had 3 Hall of Famers. Since I've been doing the ceremony, we've never had that. So this was a wonderful, terrific night. I want to say congratulations to all of our winners, and thank you for your service to Canton. I hope everybody had a time here tonight. Thanks to everybody who came to support our winners. We're going to get some pictures of our Hall of Famers. If they can stick around in the hallway, we're going to get some pictures, display everything in the admin building. And I appreciate everybody's time coming together for these wonderful people tonight. Thanks for coming.